The Athene Real Talk Podcast explores controversial ideas to stimulate debate and active thinking. These ideas do not always reflect Athene's personal views. Welcome to the Athene Real Talk Podcast.
He has been called the best gamer in the world, hands down.
World-famous gamer and philanthropist Athene.
Gaming for Good, it's called, has raised more than $20 million.
Using his notoriety to raise money for charity.
On activism, science, culture, and self-development.
Proud to have him in the studio today. I would not want to take you on in a video game.
Yuri Shama says, Athene, I'm having a really difficult time doing anything productive in my life because of my illness and lack of interest satisfaction in anything. What do I do, Athene? I don't know what your illness is, but your lack of interest and satisfaction in anything is there because in the society we live in now, you don't learn what is really important in life. You grow up, in school they teach you how to fit in society, how to find a 9-to-5 job, how to make money, how to spend that money, how to make cash, how to have career, and they don't really teach you what's really important. Helping other people, making a difference in the world, moving forward, caring. That's something that you don't learn in school. It's even the opposite. You gotta watch your back. People are gonna backstab you, distrust everyone. So yeah, my answer to your question is try and find purpose in life because that's what you're designed to have. You're designed to have purpose. We have evolved billions of years of evolution not to sit on our ass and do jack shit. We have evolved billions of years of evolution where, like just stars, evolved to something self-aware because that is our direction. And moving in line of that direction is not sitting and doing nothing. No, it's trying to expand your awareness. It's trying to help others. It's trying to, move forward as a species. That is what we are. But because that is not communicated and that's not learned, and we are a machine, a very, very complex machine, a pretty damn powerful machine as well, we don't have acquired the knowledge yet of what we are. And that's why some people are very irresponsible or very aimless with the biology they have. Crazy brain capacities, crazy abilities of achieving great things. And that is also my answer to the other guy. I saw another guy saying not everyone can have $1 million YouTube to help starving kids. Wish I could, but most of us have nothing to. Nazem, that is not true. It's not about saving millions of kids. It's about trying to make a difference to the level and to the extent you can. Like in the grand scheme of things, we haven't done shit either. I mean, even reaching millions of children, it didn't change the world. It has helped the world, but it didn't completely change the world overday. It's a community effort. It's something where we're all in this together and everybody helping helps, You don't have to look at numbers. Of course, if you go and you keep going harder and harder, you can achieve more and more and more, and you can grow your impact. So yeah. Simar says, hey Athene, how do I improve my self-confidence and stop comparing myself to others? Your drive to compare yourself to others is basically pure nature. It's normal. As you grow up, you see yourself through the eyes of others. Through the eyes of others, you even shape what you think yourself. That's why if you're really young and you have a very, very miserable youth, it really can be almost like a scar for the rest of your life. But as you grow older and as you adopt more beliefs and get stronger in them, and the neural pathways in those beliefs get stronger, you basically become less and less vulnerable to what other people think about you. But if you have very underdeveloped beliefs and very underdeveloped neural pathways that bring about your view on things and the way you look at things, it will reflect itself in your self-confidence and your ability to really care a lot about what other people think. So the best way to do so is meditate, think about stuff, really rationalize. Listening to those podcasts, to the Real Talk, can really help you a lot. If you do this for quite some time and you really think about the stuff I'm talking about, you will start seeing that you really, as you put your own thoughts into practice, will become more and more confident. It's actually a growth process. That's why people that are older are most of the time more confident than people that are younger, because they've had a lot more life experience. So yeah, that's my advice. Think a lot about the stuff I'm saying. Think a lot about the stuff you think. Try to not just adopt things because of the sake of adopting things. Always ponder your own beliefs. Always challenge your own beliefs. Don't be emotionally attached to them. And by doing so and by repeating doing so, it will not only benefit you, but also your actions, your environment, everyone. Also on top of that, what I want to say is that living healthy can also help you a lot because it upgrades your CPU. It's like overclocking, but in a positive, healthy way. You eat healthy, you sleep enough, you meditate, and you work out. Those aspects, if you can do that, it will really drastically help you grow as a person because it enhances your brain. Yarson says, Athene, do you have any tips on becoming financially independent and stepping out a 9-to-5 job routine? I want to do something useful but I'm scared to take that step. Let me tell you this. The best way to become financially independent, if you are in a financially dependent situation where you have to pay your bills and you're doing a 9-to-5 job, is to save up as much money as you can. Try and find a job that pays better. If you cannot, try to be very, very aware about how you spend your money and save up a lot of fucking cash. Work a few years, get very strong, and from there on you can lift off. Of course, there's always shortcuts. I took a shortcut. I played poker, but I'm really good at numbers. Not everybody is as good as numbers. If it wasn't poker, I'd probably figure out something else. It's probably some gold selling website or whatever. That doesn't work nowadays anymore either, but I'm just saying, like, I would always try to figure out a way to make money through the internet, making websites or all that kind of shit. I was actually thinking about what is the most important thing in life. And a lot of people would really easily come up with things that are themselves, right? And I was in the shower and I was thinking, like, the idea that we are important as individuals. Like, that for me, the most important thing would be myself. That it is so unaware and such a lack of real insight. Because if you look at things from a really grand scheme of things, we're such a little fraction in an entire evolution, and our ability to be aware of that can really transcend the individual. It's almost like a cell in your body becomes aware of the human that it is part of and then start acting what is best for the human rather than for itself. And it's just fascinating that a higher level of awareness automatically makes you fade away from your own limited selfish tendencies. That's what I was thinking when I was taking a shower. I was like, I'm actually going to talk about it on the stream. We can be so arrogant as human beings and think we are it all, but we are such a fraction. We're so small. Yet we can make such a big difference because our actions ripple. It is interesting. Vitamin Brat says, Athene, what do you think about alleviating humanity of the burden of death through innovations in the biomedical research and technologies, indefinite life extension through science and technology? I feel I can imagine a world dramatically different when not burdened by the existential angst of inevitable death. That is a benefit accompanied with multiple rebuttals. I'd love to share that come about when I raise this topic. All my best, Vitamin Brat. I think, honestly, death is one of the most absurd accepted phenomena in life, in my opinion, in society, is the idea like everybody's gonna die. I find that the most absurd thought that the ones you love, you care of or whatever are just gonna die one day. And you might say like, but that's normal. We live in a society where we can work on avoiding that. We could all become immortal. And you might say like, but if we become immortal, then overpopulation. If we become immortal, it would be in our memories and our experiences and our neural activity, and that could maybe be stored on a fucking stick. And it will happen. We will all become immortal. I think the chances of me being immortal and most of you guys in the chat being immortal is very high. Athene, do you think politics are bullshit? No. Onion helmet? Politics are not bullshit. Without politics, we wouldn't live in the society we live now. The problem that a lot of people aren't aware of is that issues are much more complicated than they are, and people have very, very extremely black and white ideas about society and shit. They go like, yeah, politics is bad. They're all filling their pockets. The problem is not that politics are bad or that society is bad. The problem is the mindset of the people that consist of it. It's all of us. Politicians are just people like me and you. And the problem is just all around us. It's our primitive impulses, our greed, our selfish tendencies that take over. And the thing is, that is the case for everyone. And the best thing you can do is try and work on your own limitations and your own handicap and improve them rather than just pointing fingers towards other people saying how bad they are. And that is a big issue. It's just the way it is. Like we, in a sense, in a society that we deserve, even though deserving doesn't mean so much because there is no such a thing as right and wrong. Reality doesn't know anything about right and wrong. Reality just is. There's no good and bad. Reality just is. If you get fucked, you get fucked. It's that simple. And good and bad is rationalized afterwards. You backwards rationalize it afterwards. But good and bad, why is good and bad so important? Because those values allow you to be more flexible and more efficient going with reality and cope with reality. And that mechanism has allowed Stardust to evolve to self-aware beings that we are right now. It's the ability to know like, this action is good, this action is bad, because doing something that bad makes you go backwards. Doing something that is good allows you to go forward. Does anything get done in modern politics? I really do believe things are being done in modern politics, but you have to know that you're working with what you work. A lot of stuff is being done. Society is a very complex structure, and there's a lot of things we take for granted that are not for granted. You open your fucking tap and there is water coming out. You put your light on and the light goes on. I mean, we don't question where all those things come from. You put your trash outside and someone picks it up. You don't question all those things, but society is very complex and requires a lot of structure in order to work, and people love to always blame and talk smack and go like, oh, how bad things are, while they themselves are part of the problem rather than part of the solution. And I think it's very important to have a mindset where you want to be part of the solution, because complaining and nagging and talking crap is not helping anyone. But taking initiative and making choices to try and improve your situation, the situations of the people around you, and even people in other countries, will actually make a bigger difference than just nagging about shit. Because that is one of the key issues, the mentality of people. The foundation of society is the mentality of people, and sometimes people love to go like, yeah, it's the top 1% that is controlling everything and this and that, and I can't do shit. But that is just an excuse to justify and to rationalize why you're doing jack shit. Because even if you're doing something small, it's still better than just talking smack and just wasting your fucking time. When it comes down to you guys watching the stream right now, a lot of the stuff that I say is very abstract and it's not practical. You listen to it, you go like, okay, that's interesting, but who gives a shit? But the thing is, those insights can highly help you build confidence, get honeys, be successful at life, get really competitive at what you want to achieve and shit. It really unlocks a lot of abilities. When people come to me and say like, Athene, can you give me tips how to become better at World of Warcraft, or how to get better at League of Legends, how to get better at poker, or how to get better at Hearthstone? These ideas that I'm talking about here are actually fundamental, are the foundation of who I am, and are more important than my tips. More important knowing how to play poker is having the right mindset to play poker. Same with when it comes to other games. If you don't have that mindset, you're much more easily distracted. Put yourself in a situation where you will feel demotivated and let down because people tell you you're a sucker. Like, these insights that I'm talking about can turn you into a better streamer, can actually turn that gaming lifestyle into a living. So it is really the foundation, and it's very important. Although in order for it to be important and practical for you, you have to be absorbing it. Because if you don't listen or you don't try to apply what I'm talking about, then it doesn't work. Information is only as useful as it's being absorbed, because else it's just noise. The money is what makes the world go round and around. It's just what it is, you know? When people look at money and go like, hey, money this, money that, and really frown upon it, what doesn't really make so much sense is that people themselves are not much different. It's just the way the world works. It's the way you work. And if you want to change, the only power you have is about yourself and your own actions. So therefore, it's very important to question your own way of spending and how you spend money and how you go about stuff. And by doing so, you can actually make an impact, as small as it is. Why is it under the table if it's just an exchange? How do you mean exchange? It's like powerful people. When you have like fucking Barack Obama in the secret room, why is that not broadcasted to the world? A lot of stuff happens in secrecy, same with companies and everything. When a lot of powers come together and they have agendas, those things are not public, because that would actually be able to undermine their agendas. That's why it's not public. Nothing crazy special about it. It's just simple logic. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying, if you want to worry about stuff, it's better to worry about how you spend your money and how you can contribute to the world, rather than just looking at the top and going like, oh, those guys are really some evil motherfuckers. Because most likely, if you would be there, you'd be the same as them. And it's the difference you can make in your own life that can translate to real change, rather than just talking about your circle of concern. You can be concerned about everything, but it's where you actually can have an actual impact, where you can make a difference. That matters. Not so much all those theories or whatever, even if they were true. Like you, for example, donating to charity would have a bigger impact than you talking about this for years with people, because your donation would actually help innocent children. Area 52, what are they hiding there? Area 52 is just a military place. It's not even being used anymore, I think. I've read a lot about it, and for a big part, it's just a myth. People love to have their imagination go wild and think in crazy conspiracies, but the world is more simple than that. It's a lot less sensational. It's just what it is.
Subscribe to youtube.com/AtheneWins. Watch the live stream at twitch.tv/AtheneLive and follow The Real Athene on Snapchat.